Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike from 1AAuto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And next time you need parts for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to kind of virtually show you how to service the fog lights. This 2002 Ford Escape that we have doesn't actually have fog lights, but we kind of show you how to get to the back side of them and change the bulb if that's what you need to do. We also show you how to remove the bumper cover, and once you have the bumper cover off, swapping fog light assemblies if your fog light have been broken and you're putting a new one on from 1AAuto. It's pretty self-explanatory. A few bolts hold the fog light to the bumper cover. But the tools you'll need are a Phillips screwdriver and a 10mm socket with a ratchet.
You want to come up underneath, and there's 3 bolts to remove. And a lot of times what happens with these bolts is they get, because they're in a bad place, they get rusty. And you can see right here, this one has been broken off. But you would remove these 3 bolts. And then you can reach up in here, okay, and you'll be able to feel the back of your fog light. You would want to twist the bulb counterclockwise, and then you can bring it down, and there's a lead that would come down as well. You'd pull this little tab up, disconnect the bulb, reconnect it, put it back up in here, get it into the fog light, twist it clockwise to lock it. Okay, and put this back together.
Okay, and again here as I speed through this vehicle didn't have fog lights on, but I am going to show you how to remove the bumper cover, and then once you remove the bumper cover, replacing the assembly itself is pretty self-explanatory.
You're going to remove a 10mm bolt here and here to start.
Fast forward here as I use a 10mm socket and ratchet to remove those 2 bolts, and pretty much this is what I'll do throughout the video. I'll show you the step and then I'll kind of fast forward through me doing it.
Okay, now you can see I have the car raised up off the ground. You don't need to raise the car off the ground, it just certainly makes it a lot easier to film. There's going to be a series of Phillips clips. Okay, so here's one of the clips. Use a Phillips screwdriver, lightly try and turn this. The center should come out. Okay, and then when the center comes out, the whole clip will pop out. Okay, so there's 3 on the side here. There's 3 on the other side, as well as a couple right up under here, underneath your grill.
And here again, we'll fast forward as I remove the rest of those clips.
Once you get those out, then there are 2 more. You pull this back, okay, and it's probably a little difficult to see, but up in there is another one of those little Phillips clips. If you feel up in here with your hand, you'll feel the head of it.
Okay, and the best strategy for these is actually just pull firmly down on them and the clips will break free.
Okay, now there are a series of 10mm bolts under here. One there. One there. Okay, one up. There's a few up under here. And on the other side.
I'm going to fast forward through removing these. Because these bolts are up underneath, a lot of times they're rusted from salt and sand and whatnot. So they'll be difficult to get apart, and you could see as I went through in the previous shot, one of them was broken off, and you may break 1 or 2 off, but do your best to get them out. One of them I actually go back, spray on some penetrant, wait, and see if the penetrating oil will help. If you break one or two of them off, it's not the biggest thing. You can put it back together with just one or two of them missing them. And you can see as I get the last bolt broken free, the bumper cover is about to basically come right off. Okay, at this point, before you pull the bumper cover too far off, you would want to reach behind and disconnect the leads to your fog lights, and then take the bumper cover, put it on the ground. You'll see that the bumper cover is held in probably by you'll see that each fog light is probably held in by three either 8 or 10 millimeter bolts. Remove those bolts, put on your new fog light from 1A Auto, and then we'll show you how to reinstall the bumper cover. Okay, I'm going to kind of speed through this a little bit. At this point, if the first thing you want to do is make sure that all your clips are out, especially those clips you had to kind of reach up underneath. Make sure those are out of the bumper cover, and then if you have fog lights, reconnect them, and then have your 2 bolts ready for the top, and put the bumper cover back in place, and just kind of finger tighten those 2 top bolts to hold it. Okay, now go up underneath and just make sure that the black lower fascia kind of overlaps the gray part of the fascia. And on my vehicle, the center bolt was still there, so I just kind of put that in and preliminarily tighten it up to hold things in place. Next, you're going to put all the clips back in, and you want to kind of set them up like this. Have the screw kind of just inserted a little bit so that you can push them in place. And then obviously do the ones up underneath first. Push them into the fascia first, and then up into the fender and lock them in place. Okay, and obviously repeat for the other side as well. Okay, and kind of keeping the work pace going. I'm going to put the clips up in underneath the grill, and then I'm going to start all the 10 millimeter bolts for the bottom. Again, if one of these or one or two of them break, not a big deal. You can put it back together with what you have. It's pretty much inevitable that if you have a car with quite a few miles on it, that one or two of them will break. And then once you're done starting them in, then tighten them up. And now here, I'm just putting the rest of those Phillips style pins back in that hold the sides of the wheel wells. And then finish off by tightening up the 2 top bolts on each side of the grill. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.1aauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.